here we are with the new show. We're going to get right into it, actually. We're not going to waste any time. If this is your first time seeing the new show or watching a new show and you are actually viewing, I appreciate it. I can need all the love and attention I can get. Fluxreversal.com. Just ask your mom for all my links and socials. Streaming live exclusively on Kick from here on out. That's right. All my live broadcasts and live shows are going to be done live on Kick. That's right. The workflow beyond that means I will not be streaming anymore on Twitch. You can go to my Twitch channel right now, and you can check my schedule on Twitch. My schedule on Twitch says Flux Reversal's video game news, chat, and react show has returned with a new schedule. All live streams are exclusively on Kick. That's right. Press the schedule image above for details, and bam! Takes you to my Kick channel. What's up? What's up? That's not to say I'm not posting stuff on YouTube. Yes, I am still posting long form and short form versions of the new show that you see me do live. So the new show comes at you live first and foremost on Kick. Then at the end of the new show, while I'm live on Kick, I edit that video, the long form video, and show you how it's done, give you some tips and tricks for content creation. Maybe you can learn something from it. And I upload it to YouTube. Now, earlier today, I had already uploaded the vertical shorts version of this exact same new show. It's summarized differently. And that's because YouTube algorithm doesn't like you just copy and paste and uploading redundant, repetitive shit. So it's got to be some type of original, but have similar because it's the same content. And we're going to get into the news here right away. So just a quick note about my news show and how I do news. I've been following video game industry news for a very, very long time. And I use a Discord bot to send news feeds from different places to my specific Discord channel. It's kind of like an RSS feed, but it's not really. And it's just essentially the feed from social media accounts, so I don't have to scroll social media, on like TikTok or X or even YouTube Shorts. It's going to feed you what it thinks you want to hear, whether you like it or not. So I have a Discord bot, a premium bot that I pay for, that sends specific tweets or releases from X and TikTok. Specifically, I had to cut out TikTok. Right now it's just X. So all the major reputable news outlets and news agencies have X accounts, and they post everything to X as soon as it happens. Now, they post them to their websites and to their personal feeds first, but then it goes to their social media accounts. I follow just those. I follow specific industry news outlets with long-standing reputations of being reputable and not giving junk or selling you something that is totally biased. And so I try to filter through the biased articles, and I try to filter through the marketing articles. And having done so for so long, I have developed my own flow. Now, this new show has developed from it used to be a long format. I used to have my long streams, like 3 hours, 2 hours long on Twitch, just talking about fucking news and going off and getting drunk and just raging a lot of times. But that's not how this show is anymore. That's not what we do here anymore. It has progressed to what it is, news in a condensed format. I had always done my homework, but now I do a little bit more scanning articles, and with the help of AI collaborators, I can breeze through content really fast and create more better content, more better quality content. Like what I'm doing now, I would have never been able to do what I do now before then had I not taken the time to learn a lot of skills and how things are done. I would have been stuck doing long form live news shows on Twitch probably. So now that same news show is live, but it only takes about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour at the longest. We're about to get into it. And from that, I create a long form video. I cut out some bloat and upload that to YouTube. And then there's the shorts version. Today's shorts version is over 2 minutes. I try to keep it below 2 minutes. Today's the first one I've done since I've restarted doing this new way of being longer than 2 minutes. It's about 2 minutes and 8 seconds, unfortunately. And it took longer to do. That's one of the reasons I took longer to get to streaming. And once I started to do the show, I realized I had technical issues there. So yeah, my scheduled stream is Tuesdays and Fridays, Central Standard Time, starting anywhere as early as 2 p.m. Central and no later than 3 p.m. Central. Today, I didn't get started till 4:15 Central. So yeah, we're going to get into the news right away. We got a handful of stuff to go over. Talking about more layoffs at another developer, reported by several news outlets. This is an EA subsidiary coming at you from Games Radar, IGN, GameIndustry.biz, and Rock Paper Shotgun. They're all talking about the same thing. They're talking about how Electronic Arts has technically what they say restructured. So basically, Electronic Arts has laid off some people, and this is in lieu of some other closures they've had recently. But they're basically focusing on this game called Skate that seems to have some type of following. And so while you may not have ever heard of Skate, and I never really had either, according to the numbers, Electronic Arts claims that this is the best thing they got going on right now. But to secure its future financially, I guess they had to lay off some people so they can keep working on it. The teammates affected are talented colleagues and friends who helped build the foundation of Skate. Of course, they're quoting the announcement directly from the EA. This is from GameIndustryBiz.biz. According to Full Circle's LinkedIn profile, the studio employs 200 staff, so it's really unclear how many people got laid off. It is quite unclear. So the IGN article talks about how the layoffs, so it connects these layoffs to like a broader pattern of industry restructuring at EA, what we just talked about. It places this event within a specific timeline of the recent EA failures that we keep referring to, including the cancellation of the Titanfall universe. And apparently there was a Black Panther game made by Cliffhanger, which is another EA subsidiary that got canned also. GameIndustry.biz article was talking about basically how big the studio is, and it speculates what size layoff occurred because the article didn't specify. And over on Rock Paper Shotgun, it's a bit more clear picture about the development status and how they removed the open world collection from the roadmap to focus on social features like meetups and turn-based competitive modes. So it talks about what got cut and who got cut. And I guess these specific things that Rock Paper Shotgun talks about got cut out is probably some of the people that got cut out. So that's unfortunate for the staff at Full Circle. That's the development studio, if you don't know who it is, and they make a game called Skate. All right. Here we got a handful of articles about another topic from, of course, Games Rant, GameIndustry.biz, and Game Informer. We don't see many articles from them as often as I'd like, and Games Radar. Basically, the articles talk about insolvency filing, how Nacon officially filed for insolvency and requested judicial reorganization instead of just filing for bankruptcy and closing down. They're basically trying to salvage what they got because they don't want to lay off people. They don't want to fire people. And so this type of legal reorganization helps them keep their employees, keep some money in their employees' pockets, and tide them over until the release of some other projects they got coming out, like Greedfall 2, which they're really anticipating and gambling on, it looks like. So that's the crux of Nacon's situation. But Nacon is a publicly traded company. It's a subsidiary of another company called Big Ben Interactive, and these are publicly traded on the French stock exchange. These are French companies. And so because of the legal filing status, trading on these two financial instruments associated with the companies has been suspended until March. A lot of stuff being suspended until March. So, yeah. That's the summary of what's going on with Nacon. The company's done the right thing. They have legally, they didn't do anything fast or crappy. They're trying to salvage their project. Apparently, Big Ben Interactive faulted on a payment that affected Nacon. So that's the summary of that, what's going on there. You see, guys, I do know what's going on with my stuff I'm talking about. Sorry we had a slow start about the EA layoffs over at Full Circle. I was literally distracted, all right? I know what I'm talking about here. I do my homework. This is not an old topic. Valve sued again for gambling. This time by some hotshot new fucking New York attorney trying to fucking make a name for herself, all right? This coming in, of course, from GameIndustry.biz. Everybody's covering it. Rock, Paper, Shotgun, Eurogamer, Game Rant, IGN, Games Radar, all talking about it. Valve has been defending itself against this same type of fucking suit since 2014. Back in the EU, over in Australia, as laws get made over in these countries to deliberately protect minors against predatory type of marketing from apparently companies like Valve. And technically, Valve has always won these lawsuits, and they've always complied with whatever laws got changed. So in all these articles, they say the same things. They talk about this New York hotshot attorney. She's trying to make a name for herself, basically. That's it. Trying to get some of that Valve money, trying to get some of Gabe's money. I mean, it's a popular thing to do. It's been popular for a while. It's like, fuck, when you have that much goddamn money and you're not a corporation, you're a privately owned, privately ran company, yeah, people are fucking targeting you. But with all that goddamn good money, you get to pay, you get the pick of the litter when it comes to developers, because Valve's developers got the best. That's no lie. Valve has the best fucking developers in the industry, and they get paid more than anybody else, like substantially more. Like motherfuckers could retire from 1 year's of income, but they don't. Like 1 year of income from Valve is like winning the fucking lottery for most regular people, and that's not an exaggeration. Gabe pays his motherfuckers well. And if you're going to be paying your motherfuckers well, you can be goddamn sure you got a well-paid motherfucking legal department, and that's why Valve wins all its cases. So yeah, you're barking, you're throwing shit against the wall. You're barking up the wrong tree. Look at the fucking history. This attorney for fucking New York hasn't done shit. Do some history. Do some homework, man. You're not going to win this. You'll just be a fucking another slash of fucking victories on Valve's legal department. Yeah. They've sharpened their claws on motherfuckers like you for fucking years. You're nothing new. Good luck winning that. Oh, we didn't see this coming, did we? We didn't see this coming. Discord's controversial age verification rollout gets rolled back. That's right. Discord devs like, oh yeah, man, we're listening now. Not like you ever listened before, you motherfuckers. Yeah, they basically rolled back this whole thing. I mean, you should have known it was going to be popular. How fucking far removed from your customer base can you be? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, they rolled it back. And the only reason why they rolled it back is because they got hit in the bank account. That's right. Their customers hit them in the bank account. Everybody got refunds and fucking ended their fucking premium subscriptions for Discord's useless service. Yeah. If you pay premium anything for Discord, you're literally paying for nothing. And if you've got money to pay for that fucking crap, you got money to donate to fucking homeless people that actually need the help. Because you're paying for shit for nothing. Literally, you're paying for nothing. You're just giving them fucking money to make my avatar look bling. Who fucking cares? I've ranted on fucking Discord way too much, but IGN covers it. GameIndustry.biz covers it. Eurogamer covers it. Fucking nothing new, man. Nothing new. Oh, you quit giving us our money? Okay, we'll change. Just that fucking easy. Can't even stay by your own fucking wokest ways. You know, this is how fickle these fucking corporations are, man. You take your money from them and they'll fucking change to not be what they're supposed to be. And for the opposite, you know, you keep on doing shitty things. You keep on giving them money while they do shitty things too. They're going to keep on fucking doing shitty things to you. Yep. And this time last week, we heard about Xbox CEO Phil Spencer resigning, literally. And we went into the news show this past Tuesday talking about some of the concerns that people had with the new CEO. Well, Xbox response. And we got a response from one of the CEOs, Matt Booty. Man, I forget. Man, you can't be forgotten in any industry if your name is Booty. And I remember when Matt Booty got this position like a couple of years ago, I covered it in the news, in my news show. Matt Booty. Matt Booty. Well, Matt Booty. You think Matt Booty is getting booty? But I can't have a serious conversation with a dude named Booty. Booty! Booty! What's up, Booty? Basically, he sits down with a new CEO just to reassure people that, hey, we're not going to be making AI slop. I know that she had a reputation. Yeah. Xbox's new CEO, Asha Sharma, is not a fucking gamer like Phil Spencer was. And she is was in the AI, head of the AI department, basically, and a certain capacity for Microsoft. But her industry reputation is for like revamping products and bringing new products to market and type of like a whole marketing thing. And so while she's a whiz at what she does, she's going to take what she knows and her skills and what she's known for and apply that to fucking Xbox, because apparently Xbox thinks it's not making enough goddamn money. That's the bottom line. So Booty comes to the rescue to sit down with her and say, hey guys, relax. We're committed to art made by people. You know, we're not going to make slop. Just everything's okay. Everything's okay is what they're saying. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. All right, we're moving through the news pretty quick here. Trying to make up for some lost time. So this is two separate but similar articles from IGN and another one from Games Radar. And basically, this one article right here talks about the departure of Clint Hawking. Splinter Cell veteran Clint Hawking departing Ubisoft in the middle of leading Assassin's Creed. This dude is currently the head developer for the next Assassin's Creed coming out. Currently in development, he just fucking leaves, walks out the door. Apparently, he was also a veteran creative director for Splinter Cell, according to the articles. Oh, it's a Mercury Rev song. Oh my God. Um, so Hawking's exit was revealed to staff at the same time as they introduced a new leadership team. So I don't know how that went down. So his role is being taken over by someone named Jean Guisdon, who is the head of content, apparently, and apparently a veteran from Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, these two articles combined basically come to the conclusion that Ubisoft is kind of doing what EA was doing. They're just retreating into a known franchise with a known following and a known market. And I'm not a fan of them doing this because the articles also talk about and kind of point out, getting rid of this guy for whatever reasons. They don't go into the details. It's very vague. He himself, this Clint Hawking, did not make a statement. But maybe he was just getting paid too much, and they're trying to retreat into a known IP that they think that they can reliably make money on. EA's doing it right now. Looks like Xbox is trying to do it and not lay off people. I mean, everybody just laid off. Everybody. We can go a list of industry layoffs, and all these motherfuckers just laid off. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe the guy wanted to leave with a good standing, make it look like it was my decision to leave. They probably presented him as like, you can either decide to leave or we can fire you. Because they do that. Corporations do fucking shit like that. Real shitty stuff like that. So that's the latest from Ubisoft. We've been talking about Ubisoft, Discord, been in the news nonstop. Xbox, all of them been in the news nonstop for the past 2 weeks almost. Almost. So that's a lot of the real groundbreaking news. Here's a little article I found from Games Radar. Modder takes Valve's AI measures one step further with a browser extension that adds an unavoidable generative AI warning to Steam games to cut out the slop. That's right. So it's a browser extension. I think you have to shop the Steam store through a web browser to get it to work. And basically it tells you if the game was made by people or not. Huh? That's pretty good. What else we got? Here's an original article. Apparently, the two articles from IGN and Game Rant originated from a Marvel Rivals Discord or something like that, because I don't see the story anywhere else but these two places. Even though the story technically affects all kinds of PvP games with the competitive environment, not just Marvel Rivals, but apparently the Marvel Rivals community is the loudest right now. Basically, the two articles are talking about there's a website that you can go to organize having games to track people who are bad players in games. And if you get in a game with this bad player, you can throw them, and the game will pay. This website will pay you to throw games. Yeah, you basically hook up with other people who will pay you to throw games. So it's marketed as a website. It's called Entlist. I'm not even know. Yeah. It's marketed to be a tool or a resource for competitive gamers to do for them what they feel developers of games aren't doing or can't doing, because they're not doing enough against people who sabotage games or who are just terrible players. Because, it's hard to tell if they're just a bad player or actually sabotaging the game sometimes. It's just, they're just bad, or they don't know, are uneducated, they're new. And when assholes like that come across someone who is actually new, and the new player comes across one of these stupid fucking cunts, yeah, they're going to get turned off from the game. I know that I myself have been responsible for getting kind of salty in a competitive game because I'm expecting a competitive environment. And when I don't get that, I get bent out of shape. So apparently the website is a meeting place to keep track of bad actors in games. And it tracks these individuals. And if you get into a game with one and you can prove that you threw the game and sabotaged their game for them, they'll pay you. Yeah. Here's why it's a problem. It's a problem because major competitive players with known accounts, major streamers have banned. It's basically a bounty site. It's a place for fucking placing bounties on other players to sabotage those players' games. And so while it's presenting itself as a solution to a problem, it's really just a bounty website to sabotage and track for haters. It's fucking a resource for goddamn haters. Intlist.org. So it's just not for Marvel Rivals. Guys, this is for Valorant, Overwatch, League of Legends, Deadlock. All the major competitive games have hit lists on there. So it's hard for me to believe that the motherfucker that started it, and the website just went up. It just was advertising just recently. It's brand new. But Marvel Rivals people they're trying to take it down. They're really fighting back against it. There's no way. I mean, this just makes the problem worse. So you're going to pay me to throw a game with someone who I know throws games? How do they know who's doing what? How do they know that you're not just throwing games to throw games? It's so fucking stupid. It's basically just a fucking website for a hit list to troll for haters, man. Yeah. Paid to throw. That's the name of that segment. Fuck those motherfuckers. Man, I got a lot of cool stuff to talk about now. More lighthearted stuff, game-related stuff. Man, look at that sexy website. All right. So Amazon shares first look at Ryan Hurst as Kratos in the God of War TV series. That's right, man. I don't play God of War. I'm not a single-player type of dude. But apparently, there's a live action coming out on Amazon. Check it out. So, anytime there's a live action adaptation of any game, modern game, whatever, like The Witcher. Witcher was dope, man. So I'll give it a shot. I'll see how. I've never played any of the Witcher games at all, but I thought the show was fucking dope. There's a lot of shows that people get bent out of shape. Oh, it doesn't follow the lore. Like Star Wars shows on Disney's. Like the fucking Apprentice one about the Sith, the Sith chick, man. That show was fucking dope. And it caught so much fucking hate just from fucking lore and fucking nerds on the internet that do nothing but sit at home and have sex with their fucking Star Wars action figures and their Millennium Falcons and sticking fucking X-Wings up their ass with fucking KY and shit. That's what I think about these fucks who... I love Star Wars, but I also like the novelty of it. It doesn't have to be exactly like it. I love Star Wars universe things. I'm not being like, where in the timeline did that happen? Does that coincide? No, that can't be possible. You'll never see me doing that shit. Same with Marvel video games, Well, I'm not a fan of what Disney has done to Marvel and Star Wars at all. I still find novelty and warmth and comfort in watching these things because they're familiar to me. And people who bash them, like the Cowboy Bebop on live action adaptation on Netflix. Bro, I'm a huge Cowboy Bebop fan. When live actions come out, I don't hold them accountable for what is supposed to be. I know they have budgetary restraints and they can only do so many episodes of whatever to tell the same fucking story. So, yeah, I don't go around busting their balls. Cowboy Bebop caught so much fucking hate, the live action adaptation on Netflix. But it's great. It's cute. It's adorable. I love it. I've watched it 3 times. Yes. Yeah. Fucking haters, get over your fucking self. A new game's coming out. Another Battle Royale-esque extraction game is coming out by Bungie called Marathon. I had never heard of this fucking game until today. Over the past 24 hours, and the fucking news feed suddenly blew up. Just fucking game rant, game radar, game rant again. Marathon, game radar again. So apparently Marathon has successfully demonstrated high player interest with what they call a server slam off, all right? About 150,000 players just on Steam, and this is a multi-platform game. So that's pretty good just on Steam. That means they had a lot of players on other platforms too. So its preview weekend was marked by a mix of clunky UI feedback and a brief viral controversy regarding the censorship of ARC Raiders. Apparently, you couldn't talk or even say the word ARC Raiders or type it in chat without getting fucking censored and chat banned. Apparently, there's a lot of public outcry from that fucking over censorship. We as someone with a surly personality, we know about being over censored in video games, and just companies strip fucking censoring and punish you for mentioning the name of a competitor. What is some cunt ass bullshit? But Bungie is currently using the server slam, as it says, to defend its design choices, specifically its high lethality AI and map-based player density, while, racing to fix technical bugs that people complained about. And apparently it's going to be coming out in March, too. A lot of things happening, going down in March. Redos. Yeah. I didn't even know about it. High Guard is struggling. High Guard is still struggling. But, ARC Raiders has their problems, too, right now. ARC Raiders has got a huge fucking... We got players at the wall saying suddenly there's a fucking huge cheating problem. So, that's going on with the new game from Bungie called Marathon. It's a looter, shooter, extraction, battle royale type thing. An overdone genre. I don't know. Blizzard slams emergency patch button as Overwatch players spam chat to crash entire lobbies and use a Bug Soldier 76 skin to turn invisible. That's from Games Radar. Games Radar. Also, Overwatch devs commit to stop making new heroes too OP. Jetpack Cat. Blah, 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 blah. Blizzard declaws Overwatch terror. Jetpack Cat. Blah, blah, blah. Hotfix. Blizzard takes swipe at Jetpack Cat dominance. Yeah, so the revived Overwatch, not Overwatch 2, not Overwatch 3, just Overwatch is struggling with its own success. While the game has hit a new Steam peak on Steam, this is going by just the Steam numbers, concurrent players like 165,000, Blizzard is now aggressively turning on the free loot tap and boosting XP while trying to soothe over your complaints, hoping that will take the edge off your pain to keep the community happy while they iron out the balancing issues. Yeah, they dropped a lot of fucking heroes at one time, and most of them were fucking just OP. So yeah, the community's enraged, and Overwatch is like, yeah, another situation where you're out of touch with your customer base. Most of them are. They don't fucking care about you. They don't care about what you say or what your opinions are. Man, look at all these articles about High Guard, Eurogamer, Games Rant, IGN, Game Radar, Rock Paper Shotgun, Eurogamer again. So it's obvious that in its slew of layoffs and firing, that High Guard did not get rid of their fucking marketing individual, because High Guard is every day all over the fucking media at every fucking outlet. That is no exaggeration. Maybe redirect some of that money, High Guard, because all these articles talk about how you're a bad steward of the money you are given and how your ego. So these articles talk about, they basically paint a more complete picture of what happened with Highguard and its secret funding by Tencent. So, Wildlight Studios banked everything on a supposed secret launch. Apparently, that was their strategy because a lot of the developers had come from major winning titles, like Apex Legends, for example. And so, their secret launch marketing strategy failed, only to find that their game, which had already undergone. So these articles also talk about, I'm reverting to my notes, talk about, apparently, Highguard suffered the same fate as New World. New World thought it was going to be the next Rust. And in early development of New World, I was an alpha tester. New World was like Rust. It was a open world, build your base anywhere, full loot, fucking Rust. But all the fucking crybabies in this fucking closed alpha turned it to what it is now. Just a fucking MMORPG skin. Rinse and repeat. Nothing new. With a cash shop. And it's overrun by gold sellers. Oh my God. The gold sellers probably work for the developer. Probably. How they make their real money. Unbalanced as fuck. Any game where severe metas exist and PvP means there's no balance. When they say, no, nobody uses that, nobody plays that class, it's useless. It's broken because bad developers. So, yeah. So, basically, during mid-development, they had this identity crisis because they thought they were going to be Rust. Highguard was originally going to be like Rust too. So mid-development, just like New World, they had this identity crisis, and where they couldn't retain a community because of this flip-flop. So when the metrics from the open world survival Rustish game failed, their secret backer, Tencent, pulled out. That's why Tencent pulled out. Highguard went from Rust to a battle royale type of game. It wasn't really a battle royale. It was a PvP shooter with specific goals throughout the game. It was Highguard, I got to say, it has a very, very, very unique game loop and game progression. For what it is. It's a long game. Games usually take around 30 to 45 minutes, and they revolve around both sides having bases and building up your bases and enforcing your bases. And basically, if you lose your base, you lose the game. So the game is split between defending your base, building your base up, and taking over and attacking and destroying your opponent's base. And they did a really, really good job about doing that. They've got really, really good recommendations from people about this happening, but because of the whole PR flop when it was announced at that Gamescom by that fucking washed up game journalist, it wasn't their fault, but the impact of that game journalist using a Highguard to boost his reputation wouldn't have been so bad if Highguard had done some marketing in advance and generated a little bit more community around this game in advance. And so that's what these articles talk about. They talk about how the developers' ego are like, no, dude, we had a successful fucking game. We're going to do it again, blah, 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 blah. So that's why they didn't market it originally. It also talks about how they switched from being an open world, base building, looter shooter, full loot game like Rust to a game with a enclosed game loop. So yeah, that's what really happened at Highguard. And technically they are an indie studio now. Their funding has been pulled out and they're doing marketing now. They're sure as hell doing fucking marketing now. It's more like fucking cleanup. So yeah. Wow. That's the true story with Highguard. If you didn't know. Also, a new game dropping, Resident Evil Requiem. I don't talk about Resident Evil games at all, period. But apparently it's been received quite well because there's so many of them, so many redos and reissues. Please put me on my fucking misery. Please. Fucking just go make a goddamn new game with a new theme and quit rinse and repeating and try to fucking milk people with a fucking dead franchise that's fucking just old and overdone. No one fucking cares, but apparently someone does because it's doing well. A game I like, Where Winds Meet, has a new expansion. This wasn't covered anywhere, just by IGN. I really enjoyed Where Winds Meet. I haven't had time to get back into it because I can see myself spending a lot of time in the world. Maybe even just restarting and redoing my character and just redoing the whole story over again. But they have an expansion, and it's a great game, Where Winds Meet. The only downside of Where Winds Meet is the fucking menu UI. It's just the way these menus and some of these games are designed is clearly simple that there was fucking 30 different departments far removed and not knowing what each other are doing, and they just put it all the fucking together because there's like sub-menus of sub-menus of sub-menus, and it's just fucking... But the game is a bit more advanced as far as its quality of life features in China, and so the game that's released in China with Where Winds Meet is a lot more progressed and refined and polished. And so as new games and new expansions come out, these expansions already exist. So we're getting stuff that's already been done. And so it's getting even more polished. So I'm hoping when I go back to the game, because that's my biggest turnoff, just going in and having to fucking spend 30 minutes in the goddamn fucking menu, making sure I don't miss anything. It's such a fucking turnoff. But other than that, it's so good. It was, like 3 months in a row, man, it was top 20 game globally played. Yeah. So it's not a slop game. It's done really well. Here's an article from Games Radar. No one else talked about this. Game Radar had a good take on this comment from Blizzard developers about World of Warcraft. And the title says it all. We've got this whole huge world. Blizzard is, they're saying, Blizzard is revamping World of Warcraft decades-old zones for new expansions midnight because we should be able to use them. Yeah, and that's what I don't like about World of Warcraft. You go through a certain zone, it's locked in for your level. If you spend too much time there and you're too high level, you don't get as much XP as you should. If you try to go in and take advantage of the differential being low level, you're going to have a hard time. But once you get done with the zone, you never go back and revisit it. And all, copy-paste RPG MMOs are the same way. Just zones you don't go back and reuse. All of them. Don't maybe start listing them all. So yeah, you get this whole fucking world. Do something different, but your graphics are old. They look old. Sorry. I won't. I may go like on this last Blizzard account I just got banned through Overwatch. I did go level up a free account just for fuck off sake. It was right after the death of my family in September. I was just looking for shit to do. What else we got? And we're going to close off the new show with one last quick article from IGN. New AMD Radeon 9070 XT graphics card come with a free Crimson Desert code. That's right, dude. I'm kind of very, very curious about Crimson Desert. Their marketing department is doing a really good job about generating FOMO, bro. And I'm a FOMO fool, just telling you. I'm just telling you now, I will get fucking sucked into some goddamn FOMO marketing really fast. But yeah, so if you're in the market for a new graphics card and you're going to buy an AMD card and you're looking at Crimson Desert, dude, you can get a key for a $70 game with your fucking purchase, bro. Come on. What's up? And that's it for the video game industry news, chat, and react show with Flux Reversal. That is it, guys.